most technically and time consuming of the semester, of this sort of section of AI. Yeah.
When will this one be due?
I don't know. Look at the syllabus.
Okay.
I have no, this one, it's probably due, but everything will be due the last day of class. Does anyone know what the last day of class is? I think it's
I think it's
December.
December 15th, no?
Yeah, I would have
Or
said December 12th. I think classes actually end the week before, and then you have a week. Usually they have exam week, and so it's usually in by the end of exam week,
yeah,
right?
the reason I was asking was because next week I'm gonna be backed up with Black Friday work.
Not my problem. It's only a day. Hey, hey, I used to do all-nighters as a graphic designer, running art departments regularly. Okay, so the Torrance, I was just saying this is going to be, I'm going to do half of this and half next week. The reason being is if you can get the document down, 1 second, my dog, he does this every time. If you can get the structure or okay, then it'll be great. There are two documents that you can download that are AI documents, okay, and they are templates to work off. So let's give it a go. I'm going to share my screen. All right, now you can see. So let's see, Tech Connect Zoom. I'm just going to scoot out of that and scoot out of that. Okay, this is mine. This is my screen, right? So we're going to be doing Common Mandala, the first section. It's due December 4th. So you've got quite a bit of time. And you've got Thanksgiving. That's after Thanksgiving. So this gives you a good chunk of time to get through this. Hold on. Is next week Thursday Thanksgiving?
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to have a class on Wednesday? I don't mind doing it on Wednesday, but we can discuss this, or we can do it the following Monday if you're all
I
going out of town.
I can do the following Monday.
Oh, okay. I'll see. I don't do Thanksgiving. So I can teach on Thanksgiving night if I wanted to. That's it. So here we go. Common mandala. Excuse me. Okay. This is Act 4, right? And okay, so to create an exact replica of a mandala pattern below. So the mandala pattern is what Buddhists do, and they make it out of sand. So it's pretty amazing. This is the PDF of it, and you are then to add designs, and then you add your own designs to the empty spaces. Here are a few examples, right? You will be setting up a 7 by 7 inch square. You can use the template attached to precisely reconstruct the base of the mandala patterns. So this is some student work. All right. This is a single image of your you'll have to hand in your final student work. You do a screenshot, making sure all the layers are colored, all the names are there. This doesn't have two names, not good, right? Then you will do your participation and then your portfolio. All right. This is a link to how to do it. And this is the link to the demos. So these are the demos and it's got everything. They're all video demos, right? So it's pretty cool. It takes you step by step triangles, and it will take a bit of an effort how to image trace, type on a path, and then creating your own. And then you shoot it out as a PDF. All the information is down there with links. So this is the procedure. Now we're going to go through it bit by bit, okay? So the first thing, you can go to your video demonstrations up here. I'm just double checking. Page 3, radiating lines. What's this one? Page 2, completing the concentral circles. Hold on a second. If you go all the way down the bottom here, you can do, I've done these links to every one of the sections that you need to do down the bottom of every single page. So I can click here and do the file setup. There's a common mandala assignment. There's our prompt, 7 by 7. Here we are. So first thing you want to do, and I'm going to walk you through it. This here is an image that I'm going to use that we can image trace. I just have to get my final. I was just test running it so I don't make a fool out of myself, right? Now, this is the template for the common mandala. So one of the things you want to really pay attention, and this is going to be very important for setting up all your grids and guides here, right? And notice that we have set up the document as 00 in the center. Each one of these are, and we will look at our procedure. They are set the grid line every 1 inch and the main grid line and have 8 subdivisions. Okay, let's do it. File, new. We want to do 7 by 7 inches, right? CYMK, 300 DPI. Create. There it is. I'm going to, oh, my thing is filthy. That's what it's going to look like. Okay. So the next thing you want to do is you want to go to your view and you want to show your rulers. All right. That gives us the rulers upstairs. The next thing up here, the next thing you want to do is you want to go to your settings, grids and guides, and you want to set up your grids and guides 1 inch, and it said 8 divisions, correct? You can always tell me anything and say, no, that's not right. Next thing we want to do is we want to go to our view. I can slow down a bit, and I want to show the grid. There it is. 1 inch with 8 segments. Do you see that? Every 8 segments. Please note that the document is set up, and I'll blow it up just to show you. 0, 0, 0, 0. That is where all your rotation and all your documents radiate from. You want to change that so it's exactly in the middle of the document. Okay? How do we do that? First thing you want to do, and you will be snapping, doing view, and you want to do, scroll down, snap to grid. All right? Just to start off with. Now, halfway through, if you want to see where a guide is, halfway through is 3.5. If I'm lucky, I've got so much junk going on here. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go guides. Guides, right? This is going to be guides. I'm going to put my toolbar a little bit further over. I'm going to go into this rule here. And I want to actually be able to see above my recording information. And let's have a look. I'm guessing that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's exactly snapping to halfway through. There it is. There's my first guide. And I want to do exactly the same. So half of 7 is 3.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is the center point in my, where I'm going to set the guides here. So I'm going to get this over here, this little, if you can see this one here, and I'm going to move that 0, 0 to the center. There's my center. Do you see now that the 0 has been, used to be over here, and now it's in the center here? All right. If I come here, I can go view, hide guides, and you can see it. Do you see that? There it is there. So that's my center one. That's the first thing you want to do because a lot of the work is going to be working from that center. All right. So I can go back and I can go view, show grid. Let's do show grid, right? And we've got our guides. Okay. I look at the next section of this thing, instructions. Go to the guides, grid option, illustrator preferences menu, top of the screen, preferences. You've done your grids and guides. You've activated your rulers and you've done 2 guides on the x-axis and the y-axis. If you snap to grid, the guide should snap exactly to the place. All right. So we've moved that 0, 0 point to the center of the document. Hover the mouse over the top left-hand corner, which is what I showed you on the top left. right-click and hold down the mouse and drag to the center of the page, creating guides. You should see two faint lines moving as you move the mouse. Move your mouse to the center, and we've done that. Name the layer, center, and lock it. Okay? Now, we have to make 9 new layers. So instead of guides, we're going to name that TNTER, right? And we're going to lock it. Then we're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can make 9. I'm going to make 5 for this week, and we're going to go guides. Center, we have a working center. Circles, lines, triangles, zigzag. All right? I've already messed it up a little bit because this bottom line should not be centered. That should be the guides. So we've got a center, and I'm going to click on this one, guides, right? And I think there was eek. Lines, triangles, zigzag, and silhouettes. Double click, lines, triangle, zigzag. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is lock, lock, lock. Don't need it, don't need it, don't need it. Lock, right, lock. All right, and we've locked that center. All right, so we want to be on the guides. All right, so how do we do, what's our next move? Lock all the layers and save the document. Right, remember to save it, Command S, and you save it as Willcocks, it's probably Willcocks A Act. Okay. Is it in the right folder? It's on the desktop. I want to go to Act 7 and I want to save it there. As PDF, embedded, yes, everything's good to go. All right. So the next thing you're going to do, we're going to do 7. We've set up our file, right? So we go to the next procedure. Let's go back here and we go down the bottom and we go concentric circles. There it is there. We will use the center guides for all of the layers. These guides will help with us with the grid because you will be rotating most of the objects around the center so they go in line with all the circles. Create a series of 8 horizontal guides. The placement of the guides follows the rhythm of 0.5 and 2.5, repeating in multiple times in 4 directions. So let's see if we can figure that out. I'm just going to go to my Illustrator. I'm going to go to my settings and I'm going to go to my grids and guides. There's my guides. I want to choose a really dark purple. Okay. Come on. Come on. Okay. There it is. And for the custom, for the grid, I want to choose just a darker color, like a red. Okay. Simply so that we can actually see it. Okay. So we want to start from the center. So notice that this is 5, 10, 15, 20. So what you want to do is you want to start here, right? And we want to go here, 1, 5. Now I can take view and I can hide the grid, right? 1. And it's snapping. Do you see that? 0.5. 0.5. It's snapping to that grid. There's 2.5, 0.25. Oh, sorry. So I'm pulling it from the center and it's snapping to that grid. 0, 2.55, 2.55, right? This is just to give you a good idea of how to set it up. And setting up your document is what is so important. If you can get this under wraps and learn to use the snap to, it's going to make your life so much easier. So you want to do them across the entire document horizontally, go up to the rulers, and we go, wait a second, there's half, 1 inch. Let's see if this is right. Probably not. Oh, I think that's right. That was right. No, it's one down. Let's go. Let's get rid of it. Okay. That's wrong. Let me go back and see. Let's go back to our view. Show grid. You can see there's the 0, 0, 1, 2, and it is 1 off. You can see that there, so it should be there. I drag it down and it'll be there. I drag it down. Any questions about setting up the document at the moment? Right? It's tedious and it's really good that you start to learn actually how to do this in the beginning. Once you've done this, for example, remember there's your 0, 0. So I can come here, I go view, hide grid, and you can start to see 0, 0 and 0, 0 is our most important. Any questions? Okay. You can use your math or you just simply do it like this. Option 2, visually measure and snap to grid, which is what we did, right? Select the 8 horizontal grades and rotate them. So what you can do is you can simply, if you don't want to do them all, you can actually just individually, you can select them all. Then you can get your rotation tool, right? And you should be able to rotate them. All right. My preference is not to do that. And you can copy them and do them at 90 degrees. Okay. So we're going to lock the guides layer, right? We're going to keep it open, but we're locking it. And we're going to unlock. Whoops. We need an extra layer and layer this circles. All right. That's unlocked. Okay. So activate the Eclipse tool on the toolbar. Set to fill color to transparent. That's important. Set the stroke color to black. And at one point, I'll show you. And activate snap to grid. Build the circles center out. Place the mouse at the center of the artboard. Hold the option key and that will take your shape to build it out. Blah, blah, blah. Build the first circle out by 3 inches on all sides. Then you will scale, hold the option key, resize, and you will scale up to next will be 2.75. Okay. Here we have our document. This is your Eclipse tool, right? That's really important. This is your color tool, if you can see that. You can click here, but the problem with that is that here, right, is white. You want it to be transparent so you can see through it. So you're going to do it with no color. This is your stroke. 1 point. You can go 2, but it does say 1 point, and it's going to be of a normal uniform. You can choose what you want. You can have dots, whatever you want here, right? So I've got my option, my Eclipse tool. I can come here. Now, where's our circle? Here it is, right? And there's our center. So click and drag. Now, if I click and drag, if I hold the shift key down, it will create a circle, right? I took it away too soon. Or I can put the option key down. Get in the center, and I'm just going to move this up a little so I have the entire document, because we can do that. There's my 0, 0, right? And here is my 0, 0 there, I'm guessing. Hit the Option key, and it moves it from the center. I hold the Shift key down, and there it is, right? Just give me a second. The problem is I can't see up the top here. So if I pull this up, it's 100%, right? Now, this is 100% with the circle in the center. It should have been 3 inches by 3 inches. So what I can do is I can come here, click, and I can simply go 3, tab 3. We've done that before, right? Click OK, and it will automatically snap to the center. Why is it snapping to the center? Right? Because we went to View, Show Grid, Snap to Grid. Do you see that? And it snapped it to the center. So you want to do this, click there, then you want to go on the option. This is your resize up here, sorry. You want to scale it. Here's our scale. Click on it. Oh, come on. Oh, stop. Command Z. Hold on. Click on this object. Option click. Nope. Option click. Option click. That gives us it all. We click on this. That's our circle. We're going to do it in the center, right? And then we're going to Command D and nope, Command Z. Option. It should move over. Nope. Command Z. Hold on a second. Command. If I can scale it, here it is. Do it at 50%. I can preview. It will be smaller. Do you see that? Or I can do it at 1 to 5. Preview. It's a bit bigger. Do you see how much bigger it is? We've moved the, unfortunately, we've moved the rotation tool, but let's just do this for a second. We make a copy, right? I have to put that back in the center there, right? So we have to come there and it will snap to the center. You have to set up your document like this. Okay? Any questions? No? You can also set this up so it's 1.5 inches. So what you're setting it up is you've got your center, and then this one is 1/2 inch bigger and 1/2 inch bigger. So let's go back to our document here, Act 7. All right. I can also come here, click here, and do this at 1. Tab 1, and click OK, and it'll do it exactly in the center. Now, I can click on this object, the direct selection. I click off, I click on. Do you see that? Option, click. Make sure it's center, shift will keep it going. Option, nope. There it is. There's our new one. And then I can keep the shift key on, right? There it is in the center. So you start to build this up as you wish, as you go through it. Copy and edit, Command C, paste in front. Activate the select tool, the black tool, Option key, which allows you to copy the circle. So create 6 circles, 6 inches, 5 inches, 4 inches. So what I can do, all identical. So you come here, right? You can come 6 inches, 5 inches. So I could come here and simply go another way. There's many different, click here, 6, tab 6, right? And on it goes. So these are your circles. This will automatically center it. Is it? Not really. There's center. So some of these are off center. Do you see that? 0, 0, 0, 0. I'll move that over. It's snapping to the grid. Move it over. Snapping it to the grid. And snapping it to the grid. So now I start to get my circles going. Any questions? So you can use, yep, go ahead.
So you said 6 circles, just to confirm?
6 inches, 5.5, 4.4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
Right? So lock the circles later. I'm not giving you them all. I'm just taking you through step by step, right? Because it is pretty demonstration heavy. Okay, radiating lines. Let's see there. Procedure Act 3, Procedure Act 3. This is where a little bit of math comes in a little bit handy, right? But it's not always necessary. So I'm going to lock my circles and I'm going to get my lines. All right? So, looks pretty good. Does it look like it's centered? For some reason, this isn't centered, right? I'm going to unlock my lines. This does not look like it's... Maybe it's just... Does that look centered? Let's put our grids on. View. I should know how to center things. There's our center. 0, 0, 0, 0. That's center. Correct? That's center, I think. Yep. So we want that one. 1, 2. Oh, I'm using my keyboard, by the way, to get all these centered. I'm just using the arrows to center these. Wow. Who would have thought it? I think that's center, right? Is that center? That's center. 1. The other way to do this would be to select all these. You watch this. Select them all. Go to your align. Make sure they're centered here. And make sure they are centered here. And that should center everything. So you can do it individually or you can use your align tool, which we used last class. Lock that line, that layer. Here's our lines. Okay. So just to take you through, unlock and activate the triangles. This is the triangles. We don't want the triangles. We want the line. Radiating lines. Now, this is where you're going to have to learn a little bit about really why your document was set up so importantly. Activate snap to grid, select a line tool. Using the line segment tool, draw a vertical line on the center guideline used between the second and third circles. All right? So this is what it says to do. This is your line tool, which you have not used yet, right? And just for, so you can see it and you can tell the difference between the line tool, I'm going to set it up at maybe 1.5, right? 1.25. It might put everything out. I'm going to do it as 1.5 and I'm 1, and I'm going to choose the color because you can change the color as green, right? We're going to do it as a dark green. Okay. So you are going to draw a line, let's say from this circle to that circle. We've got it lined. So we're going to do click. I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it straight like that. I'm going to cancel that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and I'm going to draw it straight down. Do you see that? If I hold the shift key, it makes sure that it is a straight line. There it is there. If I go off, cancel, I'm going to go here and off. You will see, blow it up, that it's a little too short. You want to make sure, or it's just that it is sitting, it's snapping to the grid. So what you want to do is you want to go view, you want to take off the snap to grid, and you want to move it. So now it is exactly in the line. So the next thing you've got to make sure is you've got to make sure here is my 0, 0, and there is my 0, 0. We know that that is the center point. So we want to make lines that go around the circle. If you copy lines, they will just go straight across the page. So if I copied this, it would be simply option click, and then if you would have to rotate each of these. I could come here and I could get the rotation tool, which is this one, right? Option click, there it is. And I could rotate it. If I preview it, do you see how it's rotating through the center? Right? But you'd have to do that to every single one of those. While that is not what you want to do, you want to be able to move and rotate it and not do it individually. So there's 20 degrees. I think it says, so we're going to cancel. So we're going to delete that one. And we're going to delete, we have to get the tool. And we're going to delete that one. So here it says, if you follow the instructions, using the line segment, draw a single vertical line. It's about 0.75 by 1.25. Select the line with the black arrow tool. Keep the line selected and choose the rotation tool. Holding the option, quickly click the mouse button to the center of the document. There's a reason for that. Here we have, this is the black selection tool. Click on it, right? Then we click on the rotation tool and we option and hold this down. This is your rotation point. Because all the circles are rotating around, oh, come on. I did it too slowly. Command Z. Let me just admit. You want it to be around the center. So you want to make sure that your rotation point for every single one of these assignments is in the center. There it is there. Okay. So I still have my option, my rotation tool. I click here, right? I've got this selected. Come on, buddy. Come on. I had you move down. Come on. You got to stay there. And then I'm going to, there it is, double click. So now when I rotate this 20 degrees, look what happens. Nothing. It wasn't going to the, so that didn't work. Oh, Command Z. So that should have been this option, this anchor point needs to be up, Command Z. So I'm going to come off it again. This is where I love instructions that don't work. Click on the rotation tool, option, click and hold. We want to move this to the center. There it comes up. Do you see that? Now let's see if this works. Preview. See how it moves it across? Right? And because you want them to be all around the circle, what you're going to do, we can preview it. We're going to make a copy. Do you see that? Then I'm going to Command D, right? You can do it that way until it goes all the way around. All right, then I can come in here. My circles aren't completely 100% right. 1, 2, click. 1, 2. I think it's actually, there we go. Do you want me to show you that again? Pretty cool, right? Do you need me to show you that again?
Yes, please.
See, and what I didn't do, which is why I want to go to the view. I want to go to my, and we don't want it. Okay. There. So when I go down, do you see how now all you have to do is move them? If my grid was set up, because I was so janky about setting that up, you just move these in. Okay. Torrance, do you want that again? Anyone else want that again?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, please.
Okay. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to select all these little numbers. I'm going to delete them. Select all these. Delete. So this is why I only wanted to go through a little bit of this, because this is where if you set your document and you understand the rotation tool, right? It's going to make life so much easier when you are setting up your original document, okay? So let's go. See if I can get it straight. Here we are, right? There's our 0, 0 that's set to the center. By the way, Sticks, there's a lot of demos actually on the website for this assignment because it's a little bit technical. All right, there's our center and there is our center here. Okay, so this is our line tool, right? We want to click and drag. Do you see that? Do you see how if it's off, but if I put the shift key, it snaps it down? Do you see that? Okay. Let's have a look. Two ways that you can have a look. You can click off and you can blow it up, right? It looks like I could just move it down a little because it seems a little high, but that seems to be filling it really nicely. All right. So what do I want to do? I'll go back to my Comandala. I want these to go round, round, round at an increment of 20 or 10. Let's have a look at the instructions. Keep the line selected, choose the rotation tool while holding the option key, quickly click and release the mouse in the center of the document. This brings the rotation menu option and allows it to redefine the axis of the rotation. Choose copy while holding it down, Command D. While holding Command, repeatedly tap Command D. I was just looking at if it gave us whether it should be 10 or 20, every 10 degrees. There it is. Okay, here we are. That's the structure behind it. I'm going to go back up here to the actual object. Okay. Here I have to select the line, right? We've got the line selected. We're going to use the rotation tool and we're going to oh, no, 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 no. Wait a second. Sorry. Move this to 0, 0, right? Now, moving it, do you notice I moved the rotation to the 0, 0? I will show you. If I preview this, 10, preview. Do you see how it just moves at 10, right? I will show you the difference. My axis, it's rotating on this. So you will notice that every time it rotates, it will go 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. So it goes around the circle, right? So we're going to make a copy. There it is. And we're going to Command D, Command D, Command D. My circle wasn't 100%, but do you want me to show you again? If my circle was exactly set at that, it will go all the way around.
Would we pretty much be doing that for like each layer of the circles? Like for like the next section, we would just do the same thing. Like we would do like the cross hatches or whatever the next one is, and we just do the rotation 10%.
No, it's all different. So
Okay.
that's just the first one to show you how to do the center. So if I didn't do that center option key, right, and move the rotation, right, because it's going to teach you, the next sections are going to teach you about grouping. So if I come back here, right, I have my rotation tool, right? Here's my rotation tool. I click there, right? Option click. Oh, hold on. I stuffed it up completely. Here we go. We have it selected. Get the rotation. Now, if I do that and I click, now, did you see how the rotation is through the center point? Do you see the difference? Rather than if I move this down into the center, it will be rotating around the center. Does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Torrance, do you get it? So I'm going to cancel this, right? Then I'm going to click off, click on, get my rotation, right? Option click, right? Okay. And do you see how the rotation is different? It's around the circles. Do you see that? Rather than from the center axis, so it's rotating around this circle. If you can get this, it will make the next couple of parts to the assignment a lot easier, right? So I can do this at 10, 10. I preview it, okay, and I make a copy, and I go Command D, and if your circles are set up, it will automatically go around the circle. Okay? Yes? No? Okay. So this one's a little off. My circles aren't perfect, so we'll just move that down marginally. It is important that you get these things sitting within the actual lines, okay? So follow the instructions as best as you can. So that's the first one. The next one is these zigzags. This is just a little harder, all right? And I'm quite prepared to come in early next week on Wednesday or even, to help you out because I also know this is a lot, right? I do know that this is a lot. So here we have our objects here. Okay. Now I'm going to lock that and I'm going to bring up my triangles. My demonstrations never work. Okay. So we now have a line and I'm going to click and hold on. Am I on the right layer? No, I'm not. I need to be on here. I'm going to talk you through this. Okay. So you're going to activate snap to grid, select a line tool, use the black tool, no background, no white, a 1-point stroke, draw a vertical line on the center guideline inside the 4th and 5th circles. All right, refer to the mandala 20 degrees. Select the line with the black arrow tool, keep the line selected and choose the rotation tool from the toolbar. Okay, so this is what they're saying. If we look at this mandala here, right? This is your template. So these are straight lines. So what they're saying is we're going to have a straight line, right? We're going to have these straight lines and we're going to shift them over, and then we're going to connect these lines. All right. And I'm guessing that's going to be a lot, but I'll see if I can do it for you pretty quickly. Here's our line tool. Click, hold the shift key down and down, right? I just want to make sure. All right. I should have the snap to grid view. I didn't have it on. Snap to grid. All right. It'll snap to the grid. Now, remember what that actual thing was, these triangles. Okay. Stick that in your head. Now, what it's saying to do is when we have it selected, I'm going to get the rotation tool and I'm going to option and move this down to that center location, right? Oh, so we're going to click in the center here. That's our 0, 0, 0, 0, and we're going to click there. That moves your rotation point. Do you see that? And if I unpreview it, we've gone from there to there. Okay? And we're going to make a copy. Now, if we go back and have a look, here is our triangles. They're a little bit bigger, so I go back here. I'm going to click on here, and I'll just make sure that I give you the right size. So you input 10 degrees, I think, and then click OK. The line's still reflected. Hold the Option key and click and release the mountain into the center. We've done, for the grid 20, select copy. We've done that. Deactivate your grid. Okay, so I'm going to blow this up. These are our two lines, right? Now, we want to be able, these should be set apart about 2 inches apart. Okay, I can't remember what I did. So I'm going to come here, view. We're going to take our snap to grid off. Then we're going to get our pen tool, this tool over here. And I am going to click into the center, right? Did it do it? Hold on a second. Let me see if I did it. No. Command Z. If I have my pen tool, I'm going to come here. There, that is there. I'm going to get it should do it, but let's say it doesn't. Where's my pen tool, pen tool? Nope. Come on, buddy. Sorry, direct select it then. Oh, come on. It should snap it into, no, of course not. Hold on a second. Let's do that again. It should snap it directly to it, but it's not. So we're going to click. Why isn't it doing it? Sorry, just give me a second.
I think you took snap to grid off.
Yeah, but I should be able to just draw, and it's not allowing me to actually just draw. It's locked. That's why. There we go. Right? Click. Cancel. Yeah, I just had it locked because I went back. Shift key, right? Shift key goes down here. All right. Now we go to our rotation key. All right. And we move it down a little. Come on, buddy. And we find our 0, 0. There's our 0 there. And where is our 0? I'm going to minus it down a bit. And we're going to Option click on 0, 0, right? And that moves your rotation tool down. If I preview it off, I preview it on. I'm going to make a copy, right? Now, we've got that. I can even click here. I could even click here. And I can, as you can see, go back to my rotation tool, 0, 0, click there and there. Come on, oops. I should have Option click, sorry. I didn't Option click it, so it's going to stuff it up. No, my pen tool should be Option click. Command Z, come on, cancel. I don't like doing this. I can Option click now, down the bottom here. There's our rotation, but I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do it at -10 because you can go the other way. You can preview. Do you see that? And I can make a copy. All right. So now that we have our 2 copies, with this one selected, I should be able to get my pen tool, which it's not doing, create paths and precisions, right? Maybe, I can do my pencil tool. I want to be able to add anchor points, but in theory, I should be able to add an anchor point, but I should be able to do it without that. And I'm not quite sure why the pen tool is, I should be able to click on this. Come on, buddy. Click here. See, I should be able to click here with the pen tool, but it's minusing it. And there we go. And there we go. Okay. There is our, so I'm using the pen tool and I'm just going click, click in the center, right? Then I want to come here and I want to option click. I want to come here and I want to click on that point there. So option click, click on this point here and hit delete, and click on that point here and hit delete. Now I am clicking with my open direct selection. All right. That is now the middle. Once I've got that, I'm going to go back. I'll go over that so it doesn't sound so funky, right? You now have this top triangle here. Do you see that? So the next part to it is, how do you get that smaller triangle, right? So you select this and then you can use the scale tool, right? Sorry. We want to move this down again to, I don't think we have to do this one to the center, but we will because it's on the center. There it is, scale. That's scaling at 120. We want to scale at 50. We want to preview it. There it is there. It's actually I didn't need to move that rotation point. We're going to do it as a copy. And if I left the rotation point in the center, it would have automatically gone into the center. So there's this section here. Do you see that? It's 50% of that. And I'll go over that now in a minute. Once I have this, I go back to my rotation, right? I'm rotating it around this little option here. So we're going to option click. We're going to rotate it 180. Let's see if this works. Preview. There it is. Do you see that? And then I can do it as a copy. So now I have these two, right? They're exactly the same. So if I go back up there, you'll notice I have a little triangle here and a little triangle there, right? So if I go back there, what I'm then going to come here, and this is where it becomes complicated. You have this triangle on the other side, right, upside down. Then you want to go back to your rotation tool, right? Option click in the center. Here's the center, to the center, because that's going to take my rotation, and you're going to do it 20. Let's see 20. See where 20 is? No, maybe 10. Preview. That's getting better. All right. We copy it and then we move it down. Oops, sorry, I should be on this one. All right. This should be a little bigger, right? So now, if you do it properly that way, you will notice that we have this object here, and that one would be there. That said, if you go back to where our common dollar is, you will see you will be making V's like that. Right? Does everybody see that? That one actually should sit right in there. So now I shift click and I'm going to shift. Come on. Here. Click and click. And I'm going to go up to my object and I'm going to group my object. All right, I've grouped my object. That means they're all together now. Then I go back to my rotation tool. Let's go back to our rotation tool. Option, click in the center. That puts my rotation point into the center. So let's do it at 20. See if that works. Let's see if it moves. See how it's moving it over? Maybe it's just 10 or 15. I'm not looking at the actual amounts that is said. I do it as a copy, and now you have your zigzag. How's everybody? That was just too much? Do you want me to go over it again? Have I
Yes,
lost it?
please. Can't do
Yeah?
it again.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is if you, and that's all I'm going to go over today, because I think if you can get the rotation, because everything works from the rotation, right? So you set up your document, and when you start to use your rotation tool, make sure, and it is in all the documents, that you have your option and you click in that center. You've got to set up this document with the 00 in the center. All right. My circles weren't set up particularly well to begin with, but I'll go over it again. I'm going to delete that. And because I grouped them together, you can then move an object around the center of the circle as a grouped object, right? This is grouped, which means I group them like this. If you want to get rid of the grouping, you go ungroup, right? You click off, you click on, and then you have them as individual objects, right? Individual. The stuff up I had cancel was with just doing the original drawing of the pen tool. Okay, so I'm actually going to turn the lines off so we don't see them. First thing you want to do, we can go to our view, and we can go to, and you will be snapping your grid on and off, depending on what. If you're doing angles, you really don't want to snap it to the grid, but we can give it a go. So we're doing our triangle. We're going to get this line tool, right? We're going to click and drag. Now, if I hit the shift key, it will keep it, right? It will keep it straight. Now, the thing about this, it's snapping to the grid. So do you see how it snaps to the grid? And my circles aren't on the grid, all right? So what I have to do is go to my view. I can take off snap to the grid, and then I can move it down a bit. Do you see that? Cancel. When I'm moving things around, I often use the keypad with the keys that go up and down and across. All right. So we want to get this object where we have the arrows, like arrows going up and down like that, and a center point. All right. So let me come back here. Here is our first one. We want to move from here, and we want to rotate it out there. I'm going to select it. All right. I selected it. I go to my rotation tool, click on my rotation tool, hit the option tool on my keypad, and then I go down to the 0. That is my rotation point. Click there, and it brings up the dialog box. Do you notice that it went 10 degrees to the right, to the left, sorry. Do you see that? Right?
Yes.
And it's moving it around the circle. Very cool. You want to make a copy. If you wanted to snap it to the grid, you could have actually moved this over so it's 0.8. Okay. You could have done it. I think it's going to be 8 degrees. I'll show you exactly if I do 8 degrees. Right. So it's probably 9 degrees with my circles. See, I'm trying to get it to go, see, on that grid line. Do you see that? You can do it, but it's, I think we set it up as 10. Okay, there's our preview, right? You want to make a copy. Okay, there's our copy. Now we want to get to the center and then down, right? To the center and then down. This is where I made a mistake last time. There it is, right? Now, you should be able to, in theory, click here and add to it there. It's not doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, click there, and click there, right? Not quite right. So I could come here, click on this using this tool here, click there, and move it across a little. Do you see that? And that's probably better. Okay. So now we want to get rid of these little objects here. So these anchor points here. So I click on it and I hit delete. I click on it and I hit delete. If I want this further down, I click on it and I can just push it down a little. There it is. Perfect, right? Now we have it perfect. We need that object in the center and down. So what am I going to do? I go to my scale tool. Here's my scale tool, right? And wait a second, I should have had that line selected. I go to my scale tool. I click on it, option click, let's click. Oh, come on. Why do you never do it the way? There it is. Now, are we scaling it? We're going to preview it. We've scaled it. Smaller, right? We want it uniform 50%, and we're going to make a copy. Again, I didn't have my anchor point in the right place. I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go down. There it is there, right? Now we have one triangle and a smaller triangle inside. I want to flip that triangle so that I get this triangle here. Do you see that? So I've got that there. I select this triangle here. I want to rotate it. I'm going to click on the rotation tool. I'm going to option, and I'm going to click on the edge here. Now that's where my rotation axis point is. So I'm going to do it at 180. And then I'm going to flip it, right? So now that I have that, I'm going to go across. Oh, you know what I should have done? Damn, I should have made a copy. Sorry, right? Option click. And I want to make it at 180. Right, there it is, there it is. Copy. All right, I get that gets moved over here. It should have been a bit more of a rotation because my angles aren't great, right? I'm going to cheat, right, as you can. That should be right. Now, how do I get that to go around the circle? I select those three objects and I object and I group, right? Once I have grouped, again, I go to my rotation tool. I option click and I move it down to that center point. I'm rotating it on that center point. Here it is. I'm rotating it. Let's have a look. 20, preview it. Too much. 10. Could be probably, let's try 5 because mine's just shonky. 5. Which that looks a bit little. And make a copy. 10 it should have been, right? But what I'm going to do is I can now, because they're grouped, it should have been a rotation of 10, not, right? And that should have been over like this. Do you see? Does that make sense? So I'll go back, Command Z, Command Z. Oh my gosh, I really did do a lot. Here it is. I'll rotate it out. Here's our rotation option. Click in the center, down the bottom here. And I'm going to do it at 10. There's our preview. And we make a copy. So there it is. That's your first class. You've got till December, the end of semester. So if you can set all this up, it'll be a miracle. It's a big deal. And particularly Sticks is setting up the document. And I can't tell you, the demonstrations, there's a lot of video demonstrations are really good for this class, but it's just if you set up that document as the starting point and you learn about the rotation around that center point, the whole assignment's going to make sense to you. Okay. Torrance has been videoing this, Sticks, from the very beginning. Right, Torrance? And I'll be posting the video again as soon as, and he's really good. He gets it to me the next day. Okay?
Actually, I was the one recording this time.
Okay, Tyler's recording it. Are you recording it too, Torrance?
Yes, I'm recording.
Yep, everybody's recording. We can all record. Any more questions?
So basically, it's just those. Wait, I might have to look at the image one more time before I ask my question. So it's basically we just do the simple designs from like the AI thing that you did, and then the rest we just fill in make our own designs.
No, it'll take you through it. You have to do zigzags. You have to do triangles. You have to do silhouettes. You have to do type on a line, and then you can do your own design. And then you have to do a pattern. I was just, what is important, which is important, is learning how to use the rotation tool, because you will be using that around the center for all of these. Even if you do type, if you do make a pattern, everything is going to go around that center rotation point. So it's learning how to use that center rotation. That's the key.
And then we'll have class on Wednesday or
Do you want it on Wednesday, Sticks? Are you on Wednesday, or is that too close to Thanksgiving, or would you prefer it?
I mean, I could do Thanksgiving. It's just we could.
No, I don't think I'm the only one that says it's a destruction of a nation. So what can I say?
Because
I can't do Wednesday.
Okay, I can do it the following Monday.
Yeah, I can do that
because
I work till midnight on Wednesday.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to do next Monday, and I'll post it? We'll do next Monday.
Yeah.
We can either do it this Monday or the week after, but I will push as many classes to get you through to this final bit.
Yeah, I'm free next Monday.
Okay. Would you prefer this Monday or the Monday after Thanksgiving? Or I can do both. I don't care.
I'm free for both.
I can do the Monday after. I can't do this Monday.
Okay,
it's too short notice.
Too short. Okay, let's do the Monday after and see if you can get some of this done, and then we'll do the Monday after. Are you good with that, Thomas?
Yes,
Yes,
I'm
that's
good with
fine.
Monday after.
Yep. And Torrance, are you good with that?
Yes.
Okay, see you then. Have a good night.
Bye, good night.
Bye.
Bye.